And I'm noticing more and more as I listen to these radio shows. Radiation ship is off now. They're playing other shows. Mm-hmm. Or you would think they're playing other shows. They're playing shows that sound different than ours. But let me just give you a little taste of some of these shows that they're playing. There's one, maybe you've heard of it, called Doc Savage. It's about a strong, burly fellow who runs around and has adventures, has a doctorate and lots of degrees, and he's a very smart fellow. And he runs around and he has these adventures, and he beats up the bad guys, and he punches them in the nose and gives them what for. Let me ask you something. Who does that sound like to you? Does that maybe sound like an amalgam of, I don't know, two of your favorite radio hosts? What would you have if you combined me and the professor? Would it be a big burly man running around, very smart with lots of degrees, punching bad guys in their nose? Well, I think it would be. Not to mention they got completely wrong. The professor isn't even a doctor. He knows doctors are liars and cannot be trusted. Exactly. So not only, this is a great example of how they're taking what we are giving the public and they're rebroadcasting it and they're changing it in harmful ways and telling you should trust doctors. Yeah. There's another one. Have you heard the Shadow? That one?
I see shadows.
Okay.
Do you hear shadows?
Well, the show. You haven't been listening to the show? Yeah, maybe you can't hear it over all the crunching.
You see things when you hear things at the same time? Are you experiencing synesthesia?
I possibly. What's synesthesia?
It's when shadows speak to you. They whisper dark things into your ears.
Well, I mean, that's what this show is about. The shadow whispers dark things.
That sounds fascinating. I would definitely listen to that show.
Because I guess you were at the bar getting more sunchips.
Does it have a compelling protagonist?
Or something? Well, that's what I'm getting to, Professor.
That's the character development.
If you just let me describe it for a second, because here's the thing. Here's the insidious thing.
I'm a sucker for a hero's journey.
They say in the beginning of the show, who knows what evil lurks in the heart of men? Ooh. Who does?
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Ooh.
Yeah, right. Who knows?
Me.
That's right. You see? You see, ladies and gentlemen, that's how they get you.
I know.
That's how they draw you in. They say, who knows? But did they say the professor? No, they say the shadow knows. The shadow doesn't know crap. The shadow probably even a real guy. I mean, some magic dagger and shadow powers, and he can mess with your mind. That doesn't sound like anything I would consider a real person. No. Maybe one of these WSPanites, one of these Wispanites would.
Well, it sounds just limited. I mean, if he knows the evil that lurks in the hearts of men, does it just stop at the heart? I mean, I myself am well versed in a wide variety of evil encasing organs in the human body. People talk about the heart, people talk about the mind, but the spleen. I know what evil lurks in the spleen.
Exactly.
Does the shadow know?
Obviously not, because he knows one thing: what evil lurks in the heart of men, and that's it.
But I mean,
bam, he's done.
At the same time, if there's a lot of pithy dialogue, I might be willing to suspend my disbelief and listen to that.
I didn't listen to that part. I was pretty mad by the time I heard the intro, and I was like, oh, I know what they're doing.
Right.
I can see what they're doing, and just smashed the chair a little bit. Mm-hmm. Security came over and took me to the corner, told me to, calm it down.
Right.
I killed 4 of them, as far as anybody knows.
Who's on that show?
I mean, that's not a confession, by the way.
Stephen Baldwin?
It could be.
Our brother in Christ?
Like I said, I really only heard the intro.
We now service the languages Mandarin, English, Kardashian, Betelgeusian, and the demon language of Anton Scooter LeVay.